I wanted to start with that by way of introduction to our friend Gary Dietrich from Citizen Voice. Most people are saying last night was not a draw. What's your take, Gary, from last night?
Oh, I think it's... Paul, you know me. I mean, I call him like I see him, very even-handed on the stuff. Halfway through this debate, and this is not a joke, I was having difficulty counting positives in the president's column. And you look at the polls afterwards, and these are not right-leaning polls. This is CNN, CBS. It's 2-1 in terms of Romney really outbesting the president.
We read the tweets earlier this morning from Bill Maher, who's given $1 million to the president's campaign, and he said Romney won, which is interesting. I heard a stat. Somebody was keeping a clock on it. Have you heard this?
Yes.
I think a lot of people will be surprised. The president actually spoke 5 minutes more than Governor Romney did, and yet people have this sense that Governor Romney dominated the debate.
Well, it's because of the forcefulness with which he brought his arguments, both in terms of style and in terms of substance. I think on both of those counts, Romney won, and he needed to. And there's some very interesting numbers out of this that if you don't mind me sharing, just a couple that I think were breakouts of the CNN poll stuff. More likable. This was very important for Romney.
Sure.
46 Romney, 45 Obama.
Yeah, because that's been the big rap against against Romney.
Better to handle the economy, which now has evened up in national polls. Romney bested him by 12 points. This one goes to this question, Paul, we talked a little bit before we went on air. Do these things move the needle? Do they move the polls?
Right.
Made you more likely to vote for them. 35% more likely to vote for Romney after the debate, 18 Obama, 2-1. So, and I think to that question, it's very important for people to know, it isn't just the poll numbers. You do well in a debate, it energizes your volunteers. I've worked on these campaigns. I know staff and volunteers, this is critical. Energizes your donors and moves the narrative forward. I mean, in the last couple of weeks, Obama's people have been moving the narrative. This race is over.
Oh, it's been a very tough, at least week for Romney.
Oh, a couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
He has not really done that well. It's kind of been a glide path since the conventions. Yeah. This really changes the game.
Okay, we're going to have you back next hour, in fact, in about half an hour, and I really want to talk about style and substance. And it's frustrating for those who care about substance to have style drive it so much. But we'll talk about that and more. And hopefully you were watching last night on Fox 40. Fox 40 carrying all the debates. And every time we have one, we'll have Gary join us on the couch and talk about it. Thank you, sir.
Sure.